funny, isn't it? How the most important things don't come with sirens or flashing lights. No grand entrance, no dramatic music, not even a whisper sometimes. Just a small moment, a flicker, a feeling you brush off like it's nothing. And that was it. The sign. The kind that doesn't beg for your attention, but punishes you quietly when you ignore it. You missed it, didn't you? Blinked at the wrong second. Laughed when you should have listened. Life doesn't always throw bricks, it throws feathers. But miss enough feathers and you're buried before you realize you are buried, supposed to fly. You ever notice how the loudest people in the room rarely say anything worth listening to? Oh, they shout, they stomp, they bark orders like kings of chaos, but the truth, the real truth that walks in quietly, it doesn't need a spotlight. It doesn't clear its throat. It just is. And if you're not paying attention, really paying attention, you'll miss it. Like a ghost in a crowded subway. 1 second it's there, next second, poof, gone. That's the thing about signs. They don't show up dressed in neon. They wear gray. They hide in patterns, in moments, in tiny glitches you're too distracted to notice. But they were there. Oh, they were always there, see. When you're ordinary, you get to miss signs all the time. Who cares? Nothing big's waiting for you anyway. Just more of the same day in, day out. But when you're chosen, now that's a curse and a crown. The signs come, but they don't wait. They arrive with urgency, wrapped in silence. They slip through dreams, gut feelings, sudden chills in rooms that shouldn't be cold. And you're expected to know. Not because someone told you. No. Because your bones remember. Because your soul has been whispering the answer long before your ears even learned the question. But people, they're too busy trying to make noise, wanting confirmation, begging for clarity, craving applause. And in that noise, they miss the whisper. They miss the sideways glance from the universe that says, there, that was it. A phone call you didn't answer. A location you skipped. A stranger's words you dismissed as nonsense. But nothing is nonsense when you've been marked. When you've been set apart. When the rules no longer apply to you because your path was never meant to be paved like their signs don't come the way you want. They come the way you need, which is usually inconvenient, which is usually quiet. Because if it was obvious, everyone would see it. And that's the trick, isn't it? If everyone sees it, then what makes you chosen? It's not about loud signs, it's about secret ones. Hidden in patterns, camouflaged in chaos, wrapped in failure, encoded in pain. And you're expected to read them while bleeding. No cheat sheet, no teacher. Just you and the madness of meaning hiding in the mess. Most people ignore signs because they don't look supernatural. They look like missed buses, broken phones, delayed flights, awkward conversations. But that's the game. That's the joke. You think signs come from heaven wrapped in lightning. No, they come through broken things. Through failed plans. Through that gut feeling you shrugged off because it didn't come with proof. And you missed it. You know you missed it. That quiet sting at the back of your head that won't shut up. That's not anxiety. That's memory. That's recognition. That's your soul replaying the moment it saw something your mind ignored. People want signs that glow. They want voices in the clouds, messages in fire, dreams in high definition. But real signs? They're subtle. They slip past your intellect and jab your instinct. They hit where logic doesn't reach. And if you're too addicted to clarity, you'll miss them every time. Clarity is a luxury the chosen don't get. You move without seeing. You leap without nets. You answer calls that never rang out loud. And when someone asks, how did you know? You don't even know how to answer. You just knew. And if you didn't act on it, you spend every breath after trying to pretend you don't regret it. You think you need more signs. You don't. You had them. You have them. You just didn't believe the small thing could carry the big answer. You wanted thunder and got a whisper, so you waited for thunder. But the whisper was the thunder, just dressed in discipline, drenched in subtlety. And now you walk around wondering why nothing feels quite right. It's because you missed it, and the path doesn't reset itself because you took the wrong turn. No, it moves on, and now it's on you to find the way back. Not because you're being punished, but because you're the only one who was supposed to notice in the first place. You don't need louder signs. You need quieter eyes. You need to stop begging for clarity and start cultivating awareness. Because signs don't scream. They test, they hide. And only those who are really listening beyond the noise, beyond the fear, beyond the doubt, only they catch it in time. Not because they're better, but because they finally shut up long enough to hear what was always speaking. You ever notice how the ones who were picked for something bigger always think it comes with cart, with a prize ribbon, or some glorious golden light from the sky? Oh, how sweet. That's the fairy tale they sell you. The one with trumpets and applause and a voice saying, you've been chosen. But let me tell you what it really looks like. It's mess, it's pressure. It's pressure. Being chosen doesn't come with comfort. It comes with chaos and responsibility sewn into every second of your day like a ticking bomb strapped to your chest. There's this sick little joke the universe plays. It gives you a glimpse of the dream, just enough to haunt you, and then it walks away with the map. And now, guess what? You're expected to keep walking. No directions, no guarantees, but still you walk. That's what it means to be chosen. You're not allowed to wait. You're not allowed to ask for a ride. You move, you drag yourself through mud, smiling, and you still move. People think chosen means you're special. Maybe you are. But being special doesn't make life easier. It just makes it heavier. Like being handed a loaded gun and told to keep it safe, not fire it. Like being given keys to a kingdom that isn't even built yet and being told to design it with nothing but your trauma. Imagination. What a gift, right? And while the world sleeps in their little routines, you're the one tossing and turning, haunted by a mission you didn't even ask for. Everyone wants the glow. No one wants the burn. But if you're really chosen, you don't get a say. You don't get breaks. You don't get to hide an average. You get carved, cut, pressed, and pushed until you break, and then expected to keep going broken. And you do it, not because it makes sense, but because something inside you knows. Something ancient. Something no one else seems to feel. That feeling that you were built for more, even if more looks like misery before it looks like miracles, and then come the doubts. Oh, the beautiful chorus of inner voices asking, are you sure? They echo in your mind like a lunatic carnival. Every step forward, they sing their twisted lullabies, trying to rock you back to sleep. But you can't sleep, can you? Not really, not when your veins are wired with restlessness. Not when your thoughts feel like sparks trying to light a fire you can't explain. Most people want clear skies. You get storms, they want peace. You get purpose, which is louder, messier, and doesn't let you rest. You're not allowed to blend in. You try, but the universe always pulls you back to the edge, to the spotlight no one else can see. And the moment you try to be normal, everything falls apart. Why? Because normal was never part of your design. You weren't made for peace, you were made for war. A war not with others, but with your own limitations. Your own comfort zone. Your own shadow. You know what they never tell you. That being chosen is lonely. Deeply. Completely. You see things others don't. Feel things others shrug off. You walk into rooms and sense the atmosphere, while they just notice the paint. It's like living with the volume turned all the way up while everyone else dances to elevator music. So you play along, smile, nod. Pretend you don't see the deeper meaning in everything. But inside you're screaming. You're awake. And once you're awake, you can't go back. They'll call you crazy. They'll say you're overthinking. They'll say you're imagining things. But the truth is, they're asleep. And you're the nightmare that reminds them what real awareness looks like. Being chosen means you walk with invisible weight. You cry for things you can't name. You want things that don't exist yet. You are building futures out of fragments, sculpting meaning out of silence, and it doesn't come with meows. It doesn't come with rest. It comes with responsibility you never asked for. You don't get to live like them. You don't get to numb yourself. You carry fire and the fire carries you. Some days it burns you alive. Some days it lights your way. But either way you walk with it. That's the truth they won't say out loud. Because being chosen isn't about feeling powerful. It's about feeling everything all the time and choosing not to quit anyway. You ever wonder why everything had to fall apart first? Why it all had to shatter before you could see anything clearly? It's funny, isn't it? You pray for clarity, and what do you get? Chaos. You ask for purpose, and the world hands you pain, dressed up in a suit, smiling like an old friend. That's the game. You lose everything before you realize what you're really meant to hold. You get stripped down to the bone, and only then does the truth creep in. Slow and strange like a fog in the middle of a quiet scream. See, most people think the breakthrough comes in light. Nope. It comes in the dark. It sneaks up on you when you're face down in the dirt, questioning everything. And then out of nowhere it whispers. That soft little voice, the one that doesn't beg or shout, just knows. And you don't even know what it's saying at first, but you feel it. In your gut, in your breath, in that split second between heartbreak and madness. The moment you realize maybe, just maybe, this wasn't a breakdown at all. Maybe this was the beginning. Oh, they'll think you're losing it. Your smile will change. Your eyes will hold storms. And they'll all look at you like you've snapped. And maybe you have. Snapped out of the lie. Snapped out of the illusion. Snapped out of the need to explain yourself to people who couldn't understand the language of your silence if their lives depended on it. That's when you shift. That's when you become something else entirely. You stop waiting for signs. You are the sign. You stop praying for doors. You are the key. You stop begging for purpose. You become it. There's a moment, and it doesn't come wrapped in gold. It comes in the middle of 1,000 cracked nights. The moment where you stop needing approval, stop needing permission, and you just move. Move like your bones remember something your mind forgot. Move like your scars have stories the world's never heard. Move like you've got fire stitched into your soul and nothing left to lose. That's where the shift happens. That's when you stop being the victim of your story and become the author, but oh, the world hates that. They loved you broken, manageable, quiet. They don't know what to do with the version of you that stopped apologizing. They flinch when they see your eyes now because there's something behind them, something that can't be tamed. And it's not rage, no, it's worse. It's truth. The kind that doesn't scream. The kind that doesn't need to convince anyone. The kind that just is. And truth, well, that's terrifying to people who've made peace with the lie. Now you walk different. Not louder, just realer. There's a silence around you now, but it's not empty, it's thick. It carries weight. It carries history. Every step is loaded with the battles they never saw. Every glance is dipped in the fire they thought would kill you. But you're still here, and not just here aware. That's the most dangerous part. You woke up, you remembered. You saw what this all really was, and now nothing they do can send you back. You don't chase anymore. You attract. You don't beg anymore. You receive. You don't explain anymore. You exist. You've been through the storm. You danced in the lightning. You held the thunder in your lungs and let it shake you into alignment. And now you move like someone who knows what's coming. You're not afraid of the unknown. The unknown should be afraid of you. Because you've walked through hell and made friends with your demons. You've been to the edge and found the blueprint in the breakdown. It's funny how they said you were losing everything. No, you were losing illusions. You were losing what was never really yours, what was never meant to stay. And now what's left is pure, solid, untouched by the noise, and they don't understand how you can stand so still in the middle of the madness. But stillness isn't weakness. It's power, it's presence. It's proof that you don't need to scream anymore to be heard. You don't need to prove anything. You've already lived it. You've already survived it. You are the evidence. And here's the real twist. You were never waiting for the miracle. You are the miracle. You were never broken, just rearranged, rewired, refined. The pressure didn't crush you. It carved you. And now every scar is a map. Every tear a lesson. Every loss a setup. Not for revenge, not for applause, but for purpose, for alignment, for becoming exactly who you were meant to be all along. Oh, they don't see it, do they? That little flicker behind your eyes. That twitch in your smile. That quiet kind of knowing that says, I've already been through worse and I'm still standing. They think you're calm because you're weak. But what they don't know is that your silence is the loudest scream in the whole room. You've been trained in pain, sculpted by storms, and now you're walking through fire like it's a morning stroll. And they're still trying to light matches while you've become the flame. You see, it's never really about the moment. It's about the build-up, the way life chips at you little by little until something cracks. And when it cracks, it doesn't just break, it explodes. You realize you've been living on autopilot, dressing up your fear as faith and calling it survival. You've been praying with your eyes closed when maybe, just maybe, it was time to open them and look straight at the madness. Because the truth, it's not hiding. It's standing right in front of you, laughing, waiting for you to finally pay attention. People keep asking, why you? Why now? Why this path? And maybe you asked it too. Maybe you screamed it at the ceiling some nights, fists clenched, heart shattered. But now you know why. Because nobody else could have survived what you did and still come out whole enough to smile. Nobody else could have turned that much pain into that much power. Nobody else could have carried the weight and still learned how to dance with it. You weren't chosen because you were lucky. You were chosen because you were ready. You didn't just walk through hell. You redecorated. You made it yours. And when you finally climbed out, you weren't the same. Oh no, you didn't crawl out begging. You walked out grinning. Because you realized something they never meant, Agris. This whole system, built to break you. To keep you small. To keep you obedient. And when you stopped playing their game, that's when you became dangerous. That's when you stopped surviving and started living. You figured out that not every closed door is rejection. Sometimes it's redirection. Sometimes it's protection. Sometimes it's a message, not here, not yet. And you stop crying over what left because now you see what's coming. You feel it. That shift in the air. That hum in your chest, that strange electric. Feeling like something big is right around the corner. And the best part, you don't even need to know what it is. You just trust it. Because you've seen what happens when you follow the whisper instead of the crowd. And the whisper, it's been getting louder, hasn't it? Telling you to move different. Think sharper, feel deeper. Cut ties, walk away, go silent, speak up. It doesn't always make sense. It's not supposed to. Logic's a lovely cage, but it's still a cage. You were never meant to fit. You were meant to stand out. Meant to shake things up. Meant to be misunderstood. Because the truth doesn't come dressed in comfort. It walks in naked, eyes blazing, hands bloody, demanding to be felt, so here you are. Not perfect, not polished, but powerful. And every bruise you carry is a story they'll never understand. They see your glow, not your ghosts, your rise, not your ruins, but you carry it all, proudly, because it made you, it unmade you, it rebuilt you. And now you've got this eerie calm about you, like you've already seen the end of the movie and you're just waiting for everyone else to catch up. Like the chaos is background music and you're the only one dancing on beat. They say stay humble. You say stay real. They say don't get ahead of yourself. You say I'm not at the head. I'm aligned. They say who do you think you are? And you smile. Because finally you know the answer. Not the version they wanted. Not the watered down replica of their fears. No, you've become the one thing they can't control. The one thing they can't predict. The one thing they can't stop no matter how much they try to ignore it. You. And every step you take now. It's It's intentional. It's loaded. It's charged with everything they tried to silence in you. Every tear, every fall, every rejection that was fuel. And now you burn with purpose. You move with precision. You don't chase. You become. You don't talk about the vision anymore. You are the vision. And they'll either witness it or watch it from the sidelines, confused, shocked, maybe even angry. But they won't be able to deny it anymore. Not when you walk in, quiet but heavy, like a storm wearing a smile. Not when your presence feels like a shift in gravity. Not when your silence says everything they never wanted to hear. Oh, you thought the silence was peace, didn't you? Cute. No real silence, the kind you've stepped into lately. That's a different beast. That's the kind that creeps into your bones and rattles the ghosts you thought you buried. It's the pause before the scream, the hush before the storm. It doesn't mean things are calm. It means something's watching, timing its entrance, calculating the impact. And you standing there like you're waiting for a bus don't even realize you're already sitting in the explosion. Just not loud enough yet for the others to hear it. You ever notice how right before something big happens, everything starts to feel a little off, like the air's too thick, the day's too quiet. People start falling off, disappearing like smoke, no drama, no closure, just gone. And maybe that used to make you panic, but now you sip your coffee slower, because you've started to understand what that quiet means. It's not abandonment, it's rearrangement. It's the universe clearing the room because something's about to walk in and take up all the space. People don't like it when you go quiet. It unnerves them, makes them wonder what you're plotting. But that's the thing they've forgotten, that the most dangerous kind of fire doesn't crackle. It just glows. So you don't have to announce your power anymore. You don't have to post it or prove it. You just walk into rooms like you belong, even if your hands are still shaking. You've learned how to wear the silence like armor. Not because you're afraid to speak, but because you finally realize not everything deserves a response. And when you start a oh, that's what me. They don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what you're planning. They can't find the cracks anymore because you sealed them with stillness. That's when they get uncomfortable. Because your silence, it's not passive. It's surgical. It's the kind that dissects the nonsense and tosses it without flinching. It's the look in your eyes that says, I already know, even when you don't say a word. You ever wonder why the loudest ones usually fall first? It's because noise distracts. It's glitter on garbage. But silence, real silence, makes people nervous because it demands attention without asking for it. And you've learned how to make your presence louder than their opinions, louder than their doubts. You've stopped explaining, stopped justifying, stopped begging for understanding, because finally it clicked. They don't need to get it. They're not supposed to. It wasn't for them. You figured out that not everyone deserves front row seats to your transformation. Some of them, they were just background noise in a scene you've already outgrown. And now, here you are, writing a script so unfamiliar even you can't predict the next line. But that's the beauty of it. You've stopped needing control. You've stopped forcing outcomes. You're just moving. Silently. Strategically. Powerfully. And the ones who still think you're stuck, they're going to choke on their own laughter when they realize you were never behind you or Delia. We're just building in the dark. There's something strange that happens when you stop announcing you're stopping there. People stop seeing you as a threat, until you are. Until it's too late. Until you've already shifted, leveled, arrived. And they're still trying to figure out when you even got out of bed. That's the game now. Quiet elevation. Loud outcomes. Let them sleep on you. Let them forget. It makes the moment you break through feel like a slap in surround sound. You don't owe anyone the map anymore. Let them get lost trying to follow a version of you that no longer exists. That old you. That was the rehearsal. This you. This is the show. But the curtains don't rise with